Hello students, this is Ms. Dalton, and today's video is on exponential growth and decay. Any increase in value or amount of an item is considered growth, and any decrease in value or amount of an item is considered decay. We're going to have two types of situations. One is what we call simple interest. Now this is going to be a growth because the value or amount is going to have added value, and it's going to get added only once per year or other specified time period. The simple interest formula is this right here. A equals P times 1 plus or minus R to the T power, where P is the principal amount. That's going to be considered your starting amount. R is the annual rate of interest, and you're going to put it in there as a decimal. T is the time in years, and A is the amount accumulated after a certain number of years, including your interest. Then we're going to have another situation that's called compound interest. This means that the value or amount has added value multiple times per year. The interest is paid on any previous interest accumulated. And so here's the formula for that. It's going to be A equals P times 1 plus R over N to the NT power. P is still your principal amount. It's the starting amount. R is still the annual rate of interest. You're going to put it in as a decimal. T is still time in years. A is the amount accumulated after a certain number of years. But N is going to be the number of times the interest is compounded per year. So sometimes it'll say compounded quarterly. Well, compounded quarterly is 4 times a year. It might say compounded semi-annually. Semi-annually would be 2 times a year. Sometimes it'll say monthly, compounded monthly. Well, that's going to be 12 times a year because there's 12 months in a year. And so you'll see that in the word problem. Okay, so let's just go ahead and go straight to an example. It says Brad invested $2,400 in a 3-year CD that pays 4% compounded annually. How much is his investment worth at the end of the 3 years? And so this is going to be just a simple interest problem. The clue that gives that off is it says it's compounded annually, and if you think about that word annually, that means just one time a year. And so we can use the simple interest formula, which is A equals P times 1. Since it is growing, we're going to do plus R to the T power. Now, P is the present amount or the principal that you're going to put in. So we're going to be putting in $2,400. That's our P. Our rate is going to be that 4%. But remember, we need to convert that to a decimal. So when you convert a percent, you move the decimal back twice. So this would be 0.04. And then it says, how much is his investment worth at the end of the 3 years? So T is going to be 3, and then the A is what we're solving for. Okay, so let's go ahead and put this in the formula. A equals 2,400 times 1 plus 0.04 to the 3rd power. And so use your calculator to figure out what that is. All right, so you can see that I have entered it there on my calculator, and the amount comes out to be $2,699.67. You'll always round money to the nearest hundredths, and so you'll look at that hundredths value right there that is 7. We'll look past it, and if that number is 4 or less, then it stays. If it's 5 or up, then it goes up. And so this would be our final answer. All right, example 2, an amount of $1,500 is deposited in a bank paying an annual interest rate of 4.3% compounded quarterly. What is the balance of the account after 6 years if there are no withdrawals or additional deposits? And so the key word here is that it is compounded quarterly. This means that the N value is going to be 4 because it's compounded 4 times a year. This is going to be your compounded interest formula, which is A equals P times 1 plus R over N to the NT power. P is your principal. That's what you're putting into the account. We're putting in $1,500. Our interest rate is 4.3%, but we need to convert that to a decimal, so we're going to move it over 2 places. So this is going to be 0.043. And our N is 4 since it's compounded quarterly, and our T value is 6. Okay, so let's plug that in. The A is what we're trying to find. We're putting in $1,500. 1 plus, our interest rate is 0.043 over 4. And then raise it to the 4 times 6, because that's our T. So let's plug that in on our calculator. Okay, you can see that I've entered it in, and make sure that when you're entering it in as well, that you enter this piece in as a fraction. So remember that's alpha y equals to do that. And then make sure that you raise it up to this power. So you'd want to make sure that you hit that little caret before you type in the 4 times 6. And so this comes out to be $1,938. And then it would be 84 cents if you round it to the nearest hundredth. All right, here's our last problem. It says Judd wants to purchase a particular car that is predicted to depreciate, that means it goes down in value, at a rate of 6% each year. If he wants the value of the car to be at least $1,200 when he sells it in 2 years, what should the value of his car be when he makes the initial purchase? And so we're trying to find the initial amount, which is our P value. Now, it doesn't say anything about it being compounded interest or anything. It does say that it's each year. And so we can just use the simple interest formula, which is A equals P times 1. Now, it is depreciating, so we're going to do minus R to the T power. And so let's plug in what we have. Now, this time, since we're trying to find our P value, we know the after amount. He wants it to be at least $1,200 when he sells it. So that's going to be the after amount. We're trying to find the P value, and we're going to do 1 minus the R, which is 0.06 if we convert it to a decimal. And this is going to be 2 years later, so the T is 2. Okay, so we're going to need to figure out what this part is right here. So let's type that part into our calculator. All right, so that part comes out to be 0.8836. So we're going to put 1,200 equals P times 0.8836. And so now you would want to do 1,200 divided by 0.8836 to find out that P value. And that comes out to be $1,358 and 0.08, so 8 cents. And so this is what the initial amount should be in order for him to get that, have it be at a $1,200 value when he wants to sell it. Okay, so sometimes you are going to have to work backwards to find different pieces. So be ready to, use your algebra if you need to do that. All right, if you have any questions, please let me know.